What surprised me, Ian, is his movement, because he's been in a moon boot for nearly 3 weeks, I guess. But he's done a power of conditioning work, which I think's held him in really good stead. But his movement during the week was better than I thought, and he's uninhibited with it. And he'll be a bit rusty, but he's such a great competitor that he'll find a way to be involved in the game. So it's good to have him back. And as I said, he will be a bit rusty, but that's okay. Benny Rutten's a really good story. I think he was passed over in 2 drafts, got put on a rookie list, and persisted. Now playing 150 AFL games, kicked 3 goals of his first 3 kicks, which he just showed us in the team meeting. So he's pretty proud of that, as he should be, against Fremantle in actual fact. It's really interesting.
Could we see that?
It'd be nice. Be pretty hard from the end. He's going to play it though, but he might better run down the ground. But I'm really great admiration for Ben. We'll get to Pavlik in a minute, but I mean he when he first started played a bit up forward, but then he had to stand people like Neitz from Melbourne, Favola, Pavlik to a certain extent. But the real power forwards of the era were Hall, Brown, and Treadray. And if you look at his record against those guys, as good as anyone in the competition. So, and the other thing that I've really noticed this year about Ben is just his great improvement in leadership. And he's become a very influential player in our football club, both on and off the field. So, great recognition to Ben. Pavlik, we know. His record speaks for itself. Quality person, captain of Fremantle. So we understand, Tom, what we're playing against there. Clearly, Sean has done a lot of work up forward, and I think will end up being a very powerful forward down the track. Still not there. We saw his performance in the ruck against Hawthorn. I thought he was a significant player against Hawthorn. He has played in defence for South Adelaide at SANFL level. So he gives us a little bit of flexibility. Taylor Walker can play, obviously, forward. What a lot of people wouldn't know, you talk about the fans, what a lot of fans wouldn't know is Taylor Walker played nearly all of his junior footy in the midfield. So and we played him up in the midfield once or twice last year, and he looked quite composed up there. So the fact that they've got some flexibility, and they need to improve that more, but the fact they've got flexibility gives me great confidence that we can go with those guys without diminishing the overall performance of our team. Well, I guess with our side, Tom, we've got the flexibility to do that. But in the end, I mean, he's our number 1 ruckman. Ivan Maric will shoulder most of the responsibility. It'd be stupid of us as a football club to expect that Ivan Maric is going to out-tap Aaron Sandlands, but clearly it'll be a team responsibility of what happens around stoppages. So we respect what Aaron can do. He's a giant of a man, like he's an actual giant, Aaron. It's unfair that he plays, but we've played against him before, and we've had some good success against it, and we've also been carved up a few times as well. So it's a major challenge for us. We've got Douglas, current club champion. Thompson, we know the status he holds in there. Dangerfield's still evolving, no doubt about that. Bernie Vince, club champion. So we're still evolving, but we've also got some pretty hardened midfielders going through there. So, I really enjoy our midfield. I like the work that Matthew Clark and Scott Camperale are doing with them, and I like the way they go about their football. So, we're looking to get better all the time in there, but really comfortable with the personnel that we've got. Brodie will play this week, and it'll be good for him. I was really pleased with what he did, Mark, when he came on against Hawthorn. It was a big game that was a really top level game of AFL football against Hawthorn. And I thought the longer the game went, the better he got. So it'll be good to see him against another final side, from last year, how his performance is. Jacobs is playing on the weekend for South Adelaide. He's actually going to be coached by his previous under-17 coach, who's coaching South Adelaide Reserves. So he's going to play at least a half down there, Graham, and hopefully, fingers crossed, he gets through, because he's had a tough run But he keeps chirpy, and he's got a great personality, and he's upbeat. And from what I've seen of Sam, I've been really impressed with. I think he'll accelerate really quickly if he can get some continuity in his training and his playing. So fingers crossed for him that he can get through on the weekend.
And Neil, how much did Dowdy miss by him?
He was a fair way away, Tom, in the end. That's a really bad corky, and he's actually just starting to move with a degree of freedom at the moment. So, I mean, I'd like to think he'd be available next week, but it wouldn't be 100%. So it was a fair way in the end. Wasn't even a consideration.